The political landscape is reeling after a stunning broadside from an unexpected yet increasingly influential voice. Elon Musk, the tech titan and recent advisor to the Trump administration, has unleashed a scathing critique of the GOP's signature domestic policy package, labeling the multi-trillion-dollar bill a disgusting abomination. This isn't just political noise, it's a direct challenge from a major player, raising serious concerns about the bill's future and the direction of the Republican Party. Musk didn't mince words. Taking to his platform, X, he declared, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore." His target? A massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill. He didn't stop there. Musk directly challenged lawmakers, stating, "Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong, you know it." This isn't typical political punditry. It's a moral condemnation from someone who recently held a formal role advising the administration on efficiency. Musk's comments land at a precarious moment. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, as Republicans have dubbed it, narrowly cleared the House in May. It now faces the Senate, where the margin for error is razor thin. Senate Republicans can afford to lose only 3 votes to pass the package. Even before Musk's intervention, several GOP senators were expressing significant reservations about the bill's scale and cost. Just last week, Musk departed his role leading the administration's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. His sudden, sharp criticism raises questions. Was his departure linked to disagreements over this very legislation? His previous comments hinted at this frustration. In a recent interview, he expressed disappointment over the bill's price tag. Musk specifically tied the bill to his former work. He stated the massive spending bill increases the budget deficit, not just decreases it. He argued this outcome undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing. This suggests a fundamental conflict between the bill's fiscal approach and the efficiency goals Musk was tasked with pursuing. While details are still emerging, the bill reportedly bundles several key Republican priorities. These include extending the 2017 tax cuts, significant spending reductions, though critics like Musk question this, expanded border security measures, increased military investment, and policies boosting U.S. energy production. The sheer breadth of the package is a point of contention. Critics argue it's a vehicle for unrelated spending, hence Musk's pork-filled accusation. Senate Majority Leader John Thune faces the daunting task of corralling votes. He has publicly committed to getting the bill to President Trump's desk by the July 4th deadline. Musk's broadside complicates this significantly. Thune acknowledged Musk's concerns, linking them to an initial Congressional Budget Office, CBO, estimate. That estimate projected the bill could add $2.3 trillion to the deficit over a decade. Thune pushed back on the CBO's initial score. He argued it fails to account for potential economic growth resulting from the bill's policies, particularly the tax cuts and energy provisions. He expressed hope that Musk would reconsider his position once the CBO releases updated details, which are expected soon. This highlights a key debate: static scoring versus dynamic scoring of fiscal policy. Musk is no longer just a tech CEO. He's a significant force in Republican politics. His financial contributions are substantial, reportedly spending nearly $300 million to support Trump's campaign and funneling funds to GOP candidates nationwide. His influence extends through his control of X, a platform central to political discourse. When Musk speaks, the political world, especially the GOP, listens, whether they like what they hear or not. Musk is not an isolated voice within the Republican Party. His criticism echoes concerns already voiced by key conservative senators. Senator Mike Lee of Utah responded to Musk's post, stating, "The Senate must make this bill better." This indicates a desire for significant amendments. Other senators have issued more direct threats. Wisconsin's Ron Johnson has vowed to withhold his vote unless spending is rolled back to pre-pandemic levels. This is a significant demand, potentially requiring drastic cuts elsewhere in the bill. Kentucky's Rand Paul has signaled he will vote no if the bill includes a provision to lift the nation's borrowing limit. This is a perennial flashpoint for fiscal conservatives and could be a deal breaker. President Trump's response to the dissent has been telling. He lashed out at Rand Paul on social media, calling his ideas actually crazy, losers. This public attack underscores Trump's impatience with opposition, even from within his own party. However, the White House reaction to Musk was notably more subdued. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt stated, "Look, the president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill." Leavitt reiterated the president's position. "It doesn't change the president's opinion," she said. She concluded by reaffirming Trump's view. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it. This suggests the White House is publicly dismissing Musk's impact while perhaps working behind the scenes to address his concerns or mitigate the damage. For the business community, this debate is critical. The bill's provisions on tax cuts, spending, and potential deficit impact directly affect economic forecasts, investment decisions, and fiscal stability. Musk's disgusting abomination label, particularly his focus on pork and deficit increase, resonates with fiscal conservatives and business leaders concerned about government waste and national debt. His critique adds significant weight to these concerns. The internal conflict exposed by Musk and the conservative senators is a major challenge for Republican leadership. Can they unite the party behind this massive bill? Failure to pass the bill would be a significant blow to President Trump's agenda and the GOP's legislative credibility heading into an election cycle. Success requires navigating deep divisions over spending and fiscal responsibility. Musk's use of the term pork-filled is highly charged. It implies the bill contains earmarks or spending provisions unrelated to its stated goals, included to secure votes or benefit specific interests. Identifying and debating what constitutes pork versus necessary spending is central to the legislative process, but Musk's blunt language frames it as inherently corrupt or wasteful. This resonates strongly with voters skeptical of Washington spending. Musk's intervention also highlights the increasing influence of wealthy individuals in politics. His ability to move markets with a tweet is well known. Now, his ability to potentially sway legislative outcomes through public condemnation and financial leverage is on full display. This raises broader questions about the role of billionaires in shaping policy and the potential for their personal views to impact national legislation. Is this a healthy dynamic for democracy? Senate leadership faces intense pressure. They must negotiate with skeptical members like Lee, Johnson, and Paul, while keeping the overall package intact enough to satisfy President Trump and the rest of the caucus. Potential changes could include stripping out controversial spending provisions, adding amendments to address fiscal concerns, or finding alternative ways to score the bill's economic impact. The clock is ticking towards the July 4th deadline. This debate is a significant test of Republican Party unity under President Trump. Can the pro-spending, pro-tax cut wing reconcile with the fiscal conservative wing, demanding spending cuts and deficit reduction? Musk's intervention has amplified the voices of the latter, making compromise potentially more difficult, but also perhaps more necessary to pass any version of the bill. Rand Paul's focus on the debt limit is particularly concerning for the business community. A failure to raise or suspend the debt limit could lead to a government default, with potentially catastrophic consequences for the U.S. and global economies. Including the debt limit in this contentious spending bill adds another layer of risk and complexity to the Senate negotiations.